Hi everyone! In this video we're going to translate sentences involving fractions to equations and then solve them. Here we have the sentence, the sum of 3/10 and c is 2 1/5. So here we have the English sentence and we're going to translate it into math symbols. The sum means that I'm going to be adding something, and it tells us the two things that we will be adding are 3/10 and c. So for the left side of our equation, 3/10 is the fraction plus c. That's the sum of 3/10 and c. Now I'm going to look at the next part. Is. Whenever I see the word is, this translates to the math symbol equals. So 3/10 plus c equals. And on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side, it tells us it's 2 1/5. That's a mixed number, 2 1/5. There we go. We've done the first part, which is translate. Now the second part, we need to solve the equation. To solve it, I need to isolate the variable. That means get the variable all by itself on one side of the equation. Here it's on the left side, so I'm going to look at how I can get rid of everything else. So the operation here is addition. To get rid of whatever's over there, I need to do the opposite. Since I'm adding 3/10, that the opposite is subtract 3/10. 3/10 minus 3/10 is 0. 0 plus c just leaves me c on the left-hand side of the equation, and I've isolated it. But I can't just go around subtracting 3/10. I have to do it on both sides. So I'm going to subtract 3/10 from the right-hand side of the equation as well. That keeps the equal sign completely balanced. Here I have two fractions that I need to subtract, but they don't have a common denominator. So I need to find the common denominator. On the right hand, or on the second one, I can see it ends in 10, and 5 times 2 will give me 10. That is the lowest common denominator for these two fractions. So I multiply the denominator, but I also must multiply the numerator so that that keeps the equation equivalent. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10, and I still have my mixed number of the whole 2 out here. Subtract 3/10. Because it has the same common denominator, I don't need to change that one. Now I see that I have 2/10 minus 3/10. I don't have enough in the 2/10 to subtract the 3. The 2 is smaller than the 3. So what I have to do is borrow or ungroup one of my whole numbers in the 2, this whole 2. I'm just going to take one of them because I don't need both. So I'm going to separate it out. Now that I take one, I'm left with 1. I'm going to do that in blue. And then I take the other 1 and rename it. Because it's being divided into 10 sections, that one, I'm going to rewrite it as 10 over 10, which is 1. And I still have the 2/10. And I'm still subtracting 3/10 here. So I've taken this 2 and I've broken it into 2 sections, just once again so that we make sure we're all on the same page. I broke up the 2 wholes to 1 and 1, and this whole here, I rewrote it as 10 over 10 so that I can regroup this. And on the left-hand side, I still have c. Now that I have that 2 broken into 2 separates, 1 and 10/10, I can combine my 2 fractions, which gives me 1 and 12/10. And this is still equaling c. Lining up all of my equal signs keeps it all organized. And I'm still subtracting 3/10. Now that I've borrowed a whole pie that was divided evenly into 10 sections and combined it with my small 2/10, I have sufficient amount of 12 to subtract the 3. 12 minus 3 is 9, so I get 1 and 9/10. This is still equal to c. And my whole answer is 1 and 9/10.